Mr. T, doo-ba-doo, doo-doo-doo, ba-da-ba-ba-boo-ba-doo. Welcome back. You pressed play. Thank you. That's amazing. I'm very, very grateful and honoured to be in your presence. Welcome. My name is Zach. Harry, Zach, Harry. And you might recognise me from such things as Blue Peter or The King's Speech, where I made brief 1-second appearances. But I am actually in the Blue Peter Annual, circa 2003. Famous? Could be. Anyway, I talk about my depression. I've chosen to dedicate my life to be a mental health activist and challenge the status quo, don't you know, on how we approach things like depression and mental health. The industry. I challenge the industry. So I do that because I suffer from bipolar. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm not even here at all. But you know, that's the way it goes. I love movies anyway, and I'm a Scorpio. That doesn't really mean anything, does it? So this week, we are talking about toxicity. Which, my dear friends, is part of the world that we're living in. Challenging society. You see, I pity the fool who doesn't like Stoicism. That's my Mr. T impression. You see, I am a lefty. Yeah, I'm a lefty wing, lovey-dovey, I don't know, liberal ass, connector world kind of bullshit. That's me. If you don't like it, I don't care. So, I'm sort of here to reclaim madness, really. I talk about truth, I talk about love, and I talk about madness, because here's a list of reasons why people were admitted into a mental asylum circa 1889, and not a lot has changed since then when it comes to mental health. So that's me. So toxicity is what I will be talking about in this weird, crazy world. But first, we have Question of the Week. Question of the week is this. Are you ready? Guess what happened to me the other day? Can you guess? 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 Put your answers in the comments below. If you're on my blog, then put your answers in the comments below this bit, I guess. Yes, down there. If you're on YouTube, you can do the same thing. I mean, it's just madness. Put your comments down there in Egyptian hieroglyphs. Why not? Why not? I have no idea. Anyway, excuse me while I just refer to my notes, because I tend to go off-piste. Which is strange because I've never been skiing. This week, toxicity. Brief 10 minutes on toxicity. So, I was on medication for a very long time. Two forms of medication. Sertraline was my last foray into that particular field. Before that, it was citalopram and quite high doses of such said things. I was told that this would help, and while, yes, it helped, it gave us a break, it gave me and my partner a break from the wild emotional extremes of there and there. And it also helped me stop self-harming, and did it stop the thoughts of suicide? No, it didn't stop the thoughts of suicide. It just meant that I couldn't be asked to do anything about it. So I guess it kind of helped in that way. But you know what? You know what really gets me is that they're bandied out like sweets. And I've learned since coming off my medication, and please, disclaimer alert, if you're on medication, I'm not recommending you come off it. I recommend you seek a doctor's help or somebody like that. And also, you know, I'm not saying don't take it, because it serves a purpose. But, my dear friend, it is not a cure. And I sometimes think that because we paint it as a cure, they're bandied out too quickly. Now, of course, the doctors can see you for 10 minutes. in the British NHS system. They can see you for 10 minutes. They can't have a deep emotional discussion with you in that 10 minutes, especially when they've got to spend some of that time making notes, spend some of that time updating the notes that they made from last time, spend some of that time asking you how you are, spend some of that time waiting for you to answer. I mean, literally, you could be talking 5 minutes to try and get to the root cause of a problem. Of course, that's why we have psychologists, that's why we have what are they called? Counsellors. That's the word. And I've seen all those people, man. I've been through the system. I've been rinsed. And here I am reclaiming my emotion. What I've learned is to take responsibility for who I am. And I've learned that through a few things that I've been reading. The first thing I did was I went on a mindfulness course. Then I went on a mental health first aid course. And that kind of ticks boxes, you know. Then I decided to start studying Stoicism, and now I'm studying Hermeticism. And what that does is give me, I wouldn't say control, but it allows me the opportunity to see my emotions for what they are. Now, when it comes to medication, that's what you need. I have a book here, Thunderball, written by Ian Fleming in 1961. And he wrote this, which I will read for you now. M said severely, "That's just where you're making a big mistake, James. Taking medicine only suppresses these symptoms of yours. Medicine doesn't get to the root of the trouble. It only conceals it. The result is a more highly poisoned condition which may become chronic disease. All drugs are harmful to the system. They are contrary to nature. The same applies to most of the food we eat," and so on and so forth. I think you can see the point that Ian Fleming, through the voice of M, was making. That we are becoming over-reliant on medication, and it's creating this society of, I don't know, we got a blame culture. We don't take responsibility for anything, at least for all our emotions. We make a choice, man. You make a choice. When you realise that you're making a choice, then it opens you up a bit more. I'm choosing to be upset. I'm choosing to be angry. I'm choosing to be frustrated. It kind of opens you up a bit more. And you know, when you look out the window and you see society, when you see the bombardment of news, 24-hour news, we got nonsense on the television. We've got politicians who are utterly ridiculous, and they couldn't even hold a conversation in the mirror, I don't think, that would make any sense. We just have this feed, and social media, it's a feed of information. We're being overwhelmed. That's what I believe. And what's the best way to deal with the overwhelm? Well, you're either going to go completely mad, which in my case, I don't see that as a bad thing, or you're going to be put on zombified medication. And here's why I think you should be in the madness zone. Because what you're actually doing is you're reflecting the world. You're reflecting emotionally the world that you're seeing. And, of course, that's too big a thing to change. It's society. Toxicity. We are in a toxic city. Or village, or, something like that. It's society, which is the illness, not mental health. But we're treating mental health as an illness. Hence, the smarties that are thrown and strewn around. Hot dog, jumping frog, Albuquerque. And we can see this in lots of arts. We've been given this message for a very long time, as in Thunderball. Anyway, this concludes my rant on toxicity. I hope it made some sense to you. Hey, big farmer, come and get me. If you don't see me next week, you'll know why. So, you just, my little takeaway for today, T-A-K-E, takeaway way. You are unique. You see the world through your own unique perspective. Your beliefs and the things that you've been taught They form your opinion on anything, but you can change that. You can change anything. You can view things differently. As Willy Wonka said, if you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. You can cut the noise out. You can stop the news, stop the nonsense, stop looking at social media, all that sort of stuff. Cut down the noise. Now, shall we conclude? Question of the week. Yes, we can. Question of the week. I asked you what you guess what I did the other day. Well, nothing. It was nothing. I didn't do anything. The other day, one day in particular, I think I watched the Book of Boba Fett, which wasn't very good. But don't. Hey, here's something. Don't you hate it when people say that? Oh, guess how much I pay for this? I don't know. Well, no, go and guess. Well, I don't know. Well, go and guess. Well, I don't know. No, guess. £1 million. No, less. £1.50. No, more. £2. No, less. £1.51. No, more. £1.69. No, less. And then it goes on and on and on. And actually, I don't really care. Tell me if it's that important. What are we talking about next time, Zach? I'm glad you asked me that. Based on a very good blog that I read called Unwanted Life, which you can find on my Twitter feed because I like it, and I think that puts it on my... and I comment on it, so it puts it on my feed. I'm going to be delving into nudge theory, nudge theory, nudge theory. That's what I'm going to be looking at. But until then, my dear friends, thank you very much for pressing this play button. You can now press the stop button, and I will leave you with the immortal words of Mr. T. I pity the fool who doesn't like Stoicism. This concludes Abrocas Day. Click. Beep. Zzz. Thank you for watching today's video. You can like and subscribe, and I would be emotionally grateful to you. You can also catch my podcast, Mark and Zach, The Outsiders Podcast Show. Link is in the blurb below. And please follow me on Twitter and other such platforms as that. Please, thank you, and a bientôt. Beep.